Hey, I'm Murphy Gilson. That's my wife, T, behind me. I'm the secretary for the Rancho Higuera Neighborhood Association. It is a Sunday afternoon, which means, of course, no obnoxious cut-through traffic today. But we're gonna walk the neighborhood. We're gonna show you the cattle corner traffic concept. Hang on, my dog just stopped me. Hold on. Dog, what do you? We're gonna show you the cattle corner traffic concept right here on the street, so you get a good understanding of it.
As I walk you through the plan, there are a few things to remember. Firstly, the various aspects of the plan work together to solve the issue. No one piece will do it alone. Secondly, it will allow us and our neighbors to move through our community with minor inconvenience, while making our neighborhood an ineffective shortcut for traffic that has nothing to do with Culver City. Yeah, we may have to change our favorite routes a bit, but one extra turn on our drive can remove thousands of cars from our streets every day.
The traffic study for 8777 Washington Street counted 8,300 cars a day on Higuera, 10,000 cars a day on Hayden, and about 7,500 cars a day on Lucerne. With all the new development that's going on around our neighborhood now, that number's only going to go up. And it's led to recently an uptick in a lot of hit and runs, a lot of big nasty accidents. It's kind of unsafe for kids walking to school, for people going to and from lunch down the Hayden track. So this plan is really just a concept to sort of address that issue. Our neighbors in the Hayden track know that there are huge lines of cars, tremendous backups right here at this intersection. And that's just traffic trying to cut through their neighborhood, cut through our neighborhood, most likely get on the 10. So it makes it hard for businesses to get their employees in and out quickly, get their people to work at all. It's just tremendously jammed up here. Okay, looking down Lucerne here towards Duquesne in the distance, traffic backs up here every night. And that traffic is cutting through our neighborhood, coming off of the 10 or up through the Hayden track. It causes a big backup. People can't get in and out of their driveways. You can't drive through the neighborhood. So the key to this plan is a cul-de-sac right here. It's between the businesses and the residential in our neighborhood.
An effective cul-de-sac, which allows access for emergency vehicles, utility vehicles, and transit, such as employee shuttles, but blocks off traffic to private cars, would help all three of these neighborhoods.
If you remove the cut-through traffic, this neighborhood opens up quite a bit. Now, of course, if we put a cul-de-sac there, the traffic that normally was cutting from La Cienega through our neighborhood to the 10 and back again will look for another shortcut, most likely the three long stretches that are Wesley, Helms, and Schaefer. So this concept calls for putting turn restrictions during rush hour off of National onto these streets. It also asks for more speed bumps, or at least more regularly placed speed bumps, and a crosswalk in the middle of the street to give a little bit of protection for pedestrians that otherwise would have to walk the length of this very long block before they could cross safely.
In car versus pedestrian accidents, at 20 miles per hour, a pedestrian has a 90% survival rate. However, at 40 miles per hour, it becomes a 90% fatality rate. Our neighborhood only has 2 crosswalks for the entire community. That makes it dangerous for people working at Hayden to walk downtown for lunch, for children walking to school at Linwood Howe. And the increased danger of walking at night means that an evening out to dinner, a movie, or a play is risky for residents.
We've all seen the traffic roll through this intersection at Lucerne and Higuera without stopping. So we want to make it a little bit safer for pedestrians by including the inset blinky crosswalk lights. We've heard that they're actually fairly inexpensive when powered by solar and fairly easy to install. Now, we love the roundabouts on Higuera. They give charm and character to the neighborhood. However, as we all know, you can drive through them. Along Higuera, we redesigned the roundabouts, perhaps widening the islands, raising the curbs, painting the intersections, and adding those little blinky crosswalks. For the record, we know there's been a lot of debate about whether or not stop signs belong on Higuera. This concept has no stop signs on Higuera, except for this intersection here at Kruger and Higuera. The residents on Kruger have a hard time getting out because Higuera is frequently backed up with traffic trying to use our neighborhood as the shortcut through the 10. When this plan is installed, we may actually not see those backups anymore, and a stop sign here wouldn't be merited.
That brings us to the titular Cattle Corner. Try saying that 3 times. Named after the original Higuera Ranch. The Robertson-Washington-Higuera intersection would be redesigned to be turns only for north and southbound traffic. Traffic would not continue straight onto the 10 or from the 10 directly into our neighborhood. Cars would have to turn either left or right. This does 2 things. Firstly, it slows the speed of traffic entering our neighborhood. Cars turning from Washington would be traveling at a slower speed than those coming directly off the 10.
The design of this intersection would still allow traffic to come from Washington into our neighborhood and vice versa, so it still leaves access to the businesses on Lindblade, and it doesn't close off our neighborhood completely, especially to local traffic that are trying to access Linwood Howe or the other parts of Culver City through our neighborhood. But this move would essentially eliminate our neighborhood as an extension of the on-ramp for the 10. Kids going to Linwood Howe from our neighborhood have to cross through this intersection. It's the only way to access the school. However, if you look at it, you see that you have to cross the street 3 times to get across the street once. Also, the way that it's designed really allows traffic to flow through quickly and without much pause. So it's a pretty dangerous intersection. It's pretty wide. Traffic flows without much regard for the stop signs, and kids have to cross at a bunch of weird angles. Not to mention that sidewalk on this side is very narrow. So what we want to do is redesign this whole thing and just make this intersection work a lot better. This long stretch of ends encourages traffic to drive very quickly, and if you're trying to cross, you know how dangerous it is. There are no crosswalks on ends other than those at the ends of each block. So we, of course, are calling for some pedestrian crossings here. We'd like to see them raised, which will help slow traffic down, keep things calm, and make things a little bit safer. Also, you know that when trucks are parked here, virtually impossible to see as you're crossing traffic. Well, good news. Our friends at the studio are building parking facilities so that these trucks will be moved inside the lot as part of the innovation project. So we're excited about that. However, that development leaves this nice, beautiful wide road, which would now be able to accommodate a bike path. When we talk about bike paths, there is a concern about whether or not it connects at La Bolona Creek right here. We don't address that in our concept, but we do know that there are some differing opinions about whether that's a good idea or not.
It might sound like a lot, but really it's just this. It's mostly signs, paint, and a few new curbs. Traffic that now flows through our neighborhood like this, and this may very well start to move through our neighborhoods like this. Or better yet, not at all.
That's our concept. It's called the Cattle Corner concept. If you want to see the full plan, you can download it at our Facebook page. Now again, this is just the concept. It's not the final by any means. Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Yeah, download it, take a look at it, be involved in the conversation, be involved in helping us develop this plan with the city, and hopefully we can do something for the neighborhood.